Good morning, dear learners. Welcome to the MOOC course on Philosophical Foundation of Education. This is the Module 8 and Unit 10. From here, in this unit, you will come to know about the educational philosophy of Pestalogy. So, in this video, we will basically discuss the educational thought, the philosophy behind Pestalogy's education. So, who is Pestalogy? John Heinrich Pestalogy is a Swiss educator and is widely recognized as the father of modern education. His revolutionary ideas transformed education from a teacher-centered approach to a child-centered one, emphasizing the individual's ability to learn and the importance of nurturing their natural development. Pestalogy's life was dedicated to education. He firmly believed that education should be provided to children by heart. Now let us have a glance on the educational life of John Heinrich Pestalogy. So John Heinrich Pestalogy was born in Zurich, Switzerland in 1746. Pestalogy witnessed firsthand the poverty and neglect of children in rural communities. These experiences deeply influenced his educational philosophy. In the 1770s, Pestalogy attempted to establish a school for the poor. So, by the history of where he have seen poverty as a first-hand experience, and the negligence of children education, this give him an initiative, this give him a motivation to establish school for the poor. And where he have established this school? In Neuhof, where children would learn practical skills and contribute to their own education through work. However, the project failed financially. Then Stans Orphanage. In 1798, Pestalogy was appointed headmaster of an orphanage in Stans, Switzerland, where he provided care and education to children orphaned by war. His work at the orphanage gained him international recognition. This is the Pestalogy's key educational institution. If you go through the diagram, you can see the educational line of Pestalogy. So in Neuhof 1771, though it failed, but Pestalogy's first educational experiment, it's focused on practical training for the poor. Then in Stans again in 1798, orphanage transformed into an educational center, emphasizing sensory learning and practical skills. In Bergdorf, 1800, he established his pedagogical institute, attracting educators from across Europe. Again, in Verdun, 1805, his most famous institute, known for his innovative teaching methods and emphasis on student-centered learning. His basis of education was not teacher-centered but child-centered learning. So he always believed that education should be provided to children as per their needs, as per their interest. So they should be interested to learn. The children should be interested to learn. Then only the education system will develop. So what behind the philosophy of Pestalogy's education? Let's have a look on it. So firstly, he emphasized on child-centered education. Pestalogy believed that education should be tailored to the individual needs and interests of the children, fostering their natural development. Again, he emphasized on holistic development. He emphasized the importance of developing the head, heart, and hands. That means the 3H, promoting intellectual, emotional, and practical skills. So this is what he means by holistic development, the development of 3H, that is the head, heart and hands. And again, he also emphasized on active learning. So Pestalogy advocated for hands-on experimental learning, encouraging children to explore and discover knowledge through their own experiences. What are the key principles of Pestalogy's philosophy? What is the principle behind his educational philosophy? So first is the psychological basis. Pestalogy believed that understanding the child's psychology, including their interest, aptitudes and mental abilities, was crucial for effective education. Again, he advocated naturalism. He advocated for guided freedom, allowing children to grow naturally while providing support and guidance from teachers and parents. So his philosophy is also similar to that of the naturalism, which is also an ism, which is also a schools of philosophy. Another is positivism. Pestalogy believed in the inherent potential of every individual and emphasized the importance of directing their development towards positive outcome. So these are the key principles of Pestalogy's philosophy. Now, his education system also provided importance on two things, that is the society and ethics. So what is ethical society as per Pestalogy? So Pestalogy believed that society plays a vital role in shaping individuals, but he also recognized the need for ethical principles to guide societal development. Now comes the moral development. He emphasized the importance of developing a sense of right and wrong, fostering moral values and promoting ethical behavior in individuals. So these are the two things which he has emphasized in his philosophy of education, that is the ethical society and moral development. Now comes the theory of Armstrong. This is the most important theory propounded by Pestalogy. So Pestalogy's theory of Armstrong or intuitive apprehension emphasized the importance of direct experience in learning. He always emphasized that education should not be only book-based, only written one, only to memorize, but he emphasized that the education should be the first-hand direct experience. A child learned with the direct experience. So when they will learn through, see, you can see from the diagram, a child is seeing the plant, touching the plant and smelling. So the sense organs, seeing, feeling, so all the sense organs are used together, that is the direct experience, and through that a child get learning, and that learning will never fade in life. So he always emphasized the importance of direct experience in learning. He believed that knowledge acquired through first-hand observation and exploration was more meaningful and lasting. Now, his education has also some impact on modern education. How it has been, how we can say that Pestalogy education is also reflected in, or philosophy of Pestalogy is also reflected in modern education system. You can see the student-centered learning. So Pestalogy is emphasized on child-centered education, laid the foundation for modern educational practices that prioritize individual needs and interest. The second is inquiry-based learning. His advocacy for active learning and exploration influenced the development of inquiry-based learning approaches, where students actively investigate and discover knowledge. Third is teacher training. Pestalogy is focused on teaching as a subject. What studying led to the development of teacher training programs and the professionalization of the teaching profession. So these are some of the impact. We cannot say that these are the impact. There are many more, but these are some of the impact which we can see in the modern education system based on the philosophy of Pestalogy, based on the educational philosophy of Pestalogy. Now here's philosophy, educational philosophy of Pestalogy follows some core tenet. The first tenet is the sense impression, which is behind his theory, that is the Anschauung, that is the sense impression. So what is the sense impression? The core tenet includes in the Pestalogy's educational philosophy. So first is learning by doing. Pestalogy believed that learning should be grounded in direct sensory experiences. Children learn best by observing, exploring, and interacting with their environment. Now, connecting theory to practice. This is also one of the part which is included in tenet 1, that is in sense impression of Pestalogy's educational philosophy. So Anschauung emphasized, that is the theory of sense impression, emphasized the importance of connecting abstract concepts to concrete examples. For example, or for instance, instead of simply reciting numbers, students learn about fractions through practical activities like dividing apples. So these are the things which was propounded by Pestalogy in his educational philosophy. Next, in the core tenet 2, he focused on elementary education. So elementary education, firstly he said that the foundation first. In the elementary education system, the foundation part is must. So foundation first. Pestalogy believed in cultivating fundamental human activities. Education should build a strong foundation in observation, language, and basic mathematical concepts. You can see this is also focused in the new educational policy. That means the foundation first, and it will include the observation, language, and basic mathematical concepts. The philosophy which he provided in his time was also seemed to be implemented at present in the modern education system. So how much the philosophy of Pestalogy is relevant to the modern education? Second, he also emphasizes on holistic development. So elementary education emphasizes a holistic approach, and the holistic approach is again focused in the new education policy. So how the philosophy behind Pestalogy is still going on and is emphasized in the modern education system. So elementary education emphasizes a holistic approach to education. It integrates physical, emotional, and intellectual growth, nurturing the whole child, developing innate abilities. Pestalogy stressed the importance of cultivating innate abilities rather than relying solely on rote memorization. He believed in fostering creativity and critical thinking. Now, he also focused on core tenet 3, that is the social education. The first one, what we have got, that is the theory behind, that is sense impression. Second is the basis, that is the elementary education. The third tenet is social education. So what he meant by social education? Pestalogy meant by social education is what fostering community. So according to Pestalogy, education should be a force for social reform and equality. Students are encouraged to develop a strong sense of community and cooperation. Developing empathy. Social education emphasizes the importance of empathy, compassion, and social responsibility. Students are taught to understand and care for others. Again, engaged citizenship. Pestalogy envisioned education as a means for preparing students to be active and engaged citizens. He believed in fostering responsible individuals who contribute to society. So these are the three things which he included in core tenantry, that is the social education: fostering community, developing empathy, and engaged citizenship. Now, what is the main method of teaching propounded by Pestalogy's teaching method? We will discuss the methods, the curriculum, the impact in the other part of the video. But here in gist, we want to know, as we are discussing about philosophical thought, that means the thinking behind Pestalogy's education system, what he taught, how education should be, what should be the method of education in providing children. So he mentioned that Pestalogy's teaching method based on three things. Head, I already mentioned the 3H: head, heart, and hands. So as per his teaching method, what head means, that is the intellectual development. So Pestalogy recognized the importance of intellectual development, but believed it should be balanced with moral and practical skills. Again comes the heart. So what heart says? That is the moral development. See, the three things he mentioned, that is head, heart, and hands. So head is for intellectual development, heart is for moral development, and hands for practical skills. So how he has related the 3H with the education system propounded in his philosophy. So as per Hart, he mentioned that their education should have moral development. So his methods emphasized empathy, compassion, and a strong sense of community. He believed in fostering positive character traits. Now, the hands, that is the practical skills. Students were encouraged to learn practical skills through activities such as gardening, crafts, and physical exercises. Learning by doing was the central to his philosophy. So he always emphasized learning by doing. So learning can be more practical when children will use their hands practically to learn something. So these are the 3H, or the philosophy behind Pestalogy's educational thought. Now, he also emphasized on the role of teacher as a nurturing guide. We will discuss in elaboration in the second part of our video, but here a gist how the teacher should be, or how the teacher should be in the educational process. What is their role as a nurturing guide? See, the Pestalogy use such type of word like nurturing. We nurture a plant, we nurture an environment, we also nurture a child. So not only building the child's, we should not only think of growing the child, but also to build a child as a good human being. So we have to nurture them. So what, as a teacher, we have the role for our children? First, teacher should be a facilitator. So as per Pestalogy's philosophy, teachers should act as facilitators, guiding students towards self-discovery and critical thinking. Second is empathy. Teachers must be empathetic and understanding of each child's unique needs and learning styles. Third is safe environment. Pestalogy emphasized the importance of creating a safe and supportive learning environment where students feel valued and respected. The fourth is positive role model. So teachers should model positive behavior and values, fostering a culture of respect and responsibility. So Pestalogy, we all know Pestalogy has dedicated his life to education and children. What is his educational vision? So his groundbreaking book, Leonard and Gertrude, detailed his belief in holistic development of children, emphasizing more intellectual and physical growth. His life is dedicated basically to children. The heart of Pestalogy method based on three things. We know the 3H of Pestalogy, which we are discussing from the beginning, but his method is also based on that means the heart of his method is based on three things. One is observation, second is activity, and third is self-discovery. So what observation includes? So learning should be based on direct observation and sensory experiences, fostering a natural understanding of the world. He also told that education system should be activity based. So children should actively participate in their learning through hands-on activities, games, and practical tasks. Next comes the self-discovery. So as per the philosophical thought or the educational system of Pestalogy, he mentioned that education should encourage self-discovery and exploration, allowing children to develop their unique talents and interests. Now, he also emphasized, his education philosophy also emphasized the importance of love and compassion. So these are the things, you see, the Pestalogy always mentioned very not strict but very liberal kind of education where children should be given emphasized. And how we can nurture the child? If we give the love and compassion to them. So that's why his philosophy also emphasized the importance of love and compassion. So as per him, teacher should be caring one. Pestalogy believed that teachers should be caring and nurturing, fostering a supportive learning environment where children feel safe and valued. He emphasizes moral education, teaching children to be kind, responsible, and compassionate members of the society. Again, he believed inherent worth and potential of every child, promoting an egalitarian approach to education. His education system also emphasized indirectly education for all. See how? We can point out 3 points like global impact, teacher training, and family involvement. So this is what education for all. So Pestalogy's idea have influenced educational practice around the world, promoting access to education for all children. That is the global impact. Another is he emphasized training programs for teachers, emphasizing practical skills and importance of nurturing children's development. That is what teacher training about. And another point he mentioned, he believed that families should play a crucial role in supporting their children's education, creating a holistic learning environment. So this is what about he mentioned about family involvement. This is a universal right or a universal education system which he promoted in his time. Now, Pestalogy's education system is not only based on the classroom activities or not only related to teachers and students, but he also emphasized some activities, something which is beyond the classroom. So what he mentioned, the Pestalogy's visions extended beyond the classroom, advocating for the integration of education with practical life experiences. He believed in the importance of outdoor learning, where children could connect with nature and develop their senses. He emphasizes on practical skills and real-world applications, which paved the way for development of vocational education. Now, his education system has provided some hope and innovation to the modern educators. So how he have provided the hope and innovation to the modern educators? By providing concept like early childhood education. His emphasis on child development and early learning continues to inform contemporary educational practices, particularly in early childhood education. Then he also said about special needs education. His belief in the potential of all children, regardless of their abilities, has contributed to the development of inclusive and special needs education. Philosophy also mention about lifelong learning. So Pestalogy focus on the importance of lifelong learning has resonated in today's world, encouraging continuous growth and intellectual exploration. Pestalogy's philosophy has a lasting impact. How? By providing child-centered learning. So his philosophy continues to guide education in creating children-centered learning environments that foster individual growth and development. His philosophy has also lasting impact on holistic education. So his emphasis on the interconnectedness of intellectual, moral and physical development remains a cornerstone of holistic education. Again, his philosophy has a lasting impact social justice. Pestalogy's commitment to social justice and equality continues to inspire educators to promote a just and equitable world. So if we follow the philosophy of Pestalogy, what will be the future of education? What children will get following the philosophy of Pestalogy? So the future of education following the Pestalogy's philosophy, children will have creativity. It will foster creative thinking and problem solving skills. Then collaboration. It will promote teamwork of collaboration among students. Then critical thinking. It will develop critical thinking skills for analyzing and evaluating informations. It will also have digital literacy. It will help to equip students with the skills to navigate and utilize digital tools effectively. Then global citizenship. It will help to cultivate a sense of global citizenship and understanding. So this will be the future of education if we emphasized on the Pestalogy, John Heinrich Pestalogy philosophy of education. Now let us have a look what we will get from what are the key takeaways from the Pestalogy's educational philosophy. So Pestalogy's legacy continues to shape modern education. His emphasis on child-centered learning, active engagement, and the importance of social and ethical development remains relevant today. His work reminds us that education is not just about imparting knowledge, but also about nurturing the whole person. Dear learners, from this part of the video, what we have learned about the philosophy behind the Pestalogy's educational thought. So what is the education system he want to propound in the early years of his in 1746 after his in 1770s when he attempt to develop schools from 1770s itself, what his education system want to promote to the society. So we have also seen here the Pestalogy's different educational institutes where he was engaged in different areas. So we have also understood about the Pestalogy's educational philosophy. What is then the principles of Pestalogy's philosophy we have discussed here. We have also discussed the importance of ethical society and moral development in this part of our video. And the most important, the Pestalogy's theory of intuitive apprehension, that is the direct experience, theory of Anshang, we have discussed. And we have also highlighted the point on the impact of modern education, how the modern education system is reflecting the Pestalogy's thought, in which areas we have discussed here. Then we have also discussed the three core tenets of educational philosophy of Pestalogy. The first is sense impression, then the elementary education, then the social education. We have also discussed the Pestalogy's teaching method, that is the 3H, head, heart, and hands, and also the role of teacher for nurturing the child in the process of education. And we have also mentioned the heart of Pestalogy's method, and the heart includes three things: observation, activity, and self-discovery, and how the love and compassion is necessary for the educational philosophy of Pestalogy. Why the love and compassion is necessary. Then the education for all. We have also discussed about education for all, and Pestalogy's education system is not only inside the classroom but beyond the classroom. So we have also discussed about that, and the hope and innovation for the modern educators. What the base, the foundation provided by the Pestalogy's educational philosophy we have discussed here, and also the future of education. So this is all about the philosophical thought of John Heinrich Pestalogy, and this is the first video, and the rest we will discuss on the video 2 and video 3. Thank you.